Hello, in this video I will show you how to use these comments on methods. Now these method comments, they get displayed when you hover on the method or when you go into the parameters and you get description about parameters. This is quite common, but many people do not know how to actually use them for your own purposes, not just when you use them with existing libraries and such things. Now, if we take a look at this piece of code, we have a console write line, so something basic that you might see in a C# application, right? It's the C# console application. And then we have a couple of methods from a different class, okay? From a different class, a couple of methods. These are static methods, okay? Now, if I hover on this write line, you see it gives me a description. Writes the specified string value followed by the current line and so on, right? Now, also, if I go into these parameters like that, you can see I get a description of this particular value, right? I get the description of the value. See, the value to write. If I go into second parameter, it says an object to write using format. Now, this thing is great when you create a library which will be used as a library by someone else, even by your own developers. If they can't access the code, this is great. This is great. And even if they can access the code, this is a good thing and it will save some time. Okay, so let's see how it's actually done and what you can actually do. Now, if I go on this method, test method right here, you see I get no description at all. If I go into these parameters right here, I get no descriptions as well, right? There's no description about the return value, there's nothing. And as you can see, this is a bit of a override right here, overload rather. Okay, we have a test method with 2 parameters and test method with 3 parameters. So let's go into it. Okay, let's go into the class 1. Class 1, where we have these methods. We have a test method, we have integer A, integer B. And the result will be A plus B, right? The sum of A and B. Now, to add these method comments, what you need to do is you need to write the slash or press the slash on your keyboard 3 times. Usually for a comment you do 2 times. But if you want this to work, you need 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And you get everything you need, right? We have class summary. Okay, we have class summary. Let's call it calculator 1. Okay, remember we have this overload. We will deal with that later and it will be different for the overload. It's very useful and very easy to actually do. Okay, now we have variable A. So let's call it variable A. Okay, and then we have variable B. Let's call it variable B. See, this will be displayed when the user tries to enter that particular parameter, okay, when the cursor is on that parameter. It doesn't always get displayed. It's a bit tricky with parameters. Obviously, it always works with the summary and then the returns as well. Now, returns is the value that will be returned, okay, so let's say the sum of A and B, just like that, okay, the sum of A and B. Now, let's go down a bit right here. We have test method, another test method, the same thing. It's an overload of the previous one. Okay, it has another parameter. Okay, so you see this is our overload and we'll have that description. Now, obviously you have to rewrite it. Okay, so let's do variable A like that, variable B, and then variable C as well. This is the difference. Right here, I made a mistake, corrected it. So we have calculator, again calculator, but this one is calculator 2. Okay, calculator 2. Now the return will be the sum, say the sum of A, B, and C, just like that. Okay, so everything is ready to go, and let's see now what we can see right here. in the program.cs in the main method. You can see if I hover it, on it, I get calculator 1 and returns the sum of A and B. If I go on this one, it says calculator 2, right? Calculator 2, the sum of A, B, and C. So it works perfectly. Now, if I try to go into one of these, you can see we have a description about the variable B. Now, if I go here, I get variable A. So it works quite perfectly, and again, it's quite easy to use. All you really need to remember is that you put 3 slashes right away. So 3 slashes, 1, 2, 3, and then you get all this laid out perfectly. Do you mind that you have to actually complete the whole method before adding this comment? Okay, you have to complete it, otherwise these params won't be generated if you add some new ones. So do keep that in mind, and do subscribe to this channel for more how-to videos, for more technology videos, and for more business videos to come.